bow, chicka bow wow. Alright, so hello. I don't even know if you can see me or not, right? But if you can't see my face, that's okay. So I am doing a new cooking thing in here today. So as we know, I am Lady RikRovey. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick is block out any word cursing, evil eyes, evil thoughts, stuff y'all might have issues with that I don't, that y'all might try to push off on me, but I didn't allow you to do that, so I'm going to reject all those things. Okay, now I am Lady R, the most hated but yet most duplicated person on, well, female on social media, and I might just be a celebrity for real. So I'm going to do all that, block it out, block it out, block it out, block it out. Now I am actually doing something that I've never done before. So there is a store here where I am. It's like an international store. So for most military personnel, when you travel, when you go to on deployments and things of that nature, you have international markets that have stores that have all types of food in them, because when you're in the military, it's diverse anyway, and we come from different cultures and backgrounds, and we don't always eat everyone's food, but I actually do eat everybody's food, right? But anyway, that's why I actually like that particular store, because of the contents of the store. Okay, so anyway, like I said, it caters to military personnel because we're all mixed and blended anyway, right? But anyway, so this is what I purchased. So it is a bamboo steamer, right? I've never utilized this ever in my life. I actually, the instructions weren't too detailed, but I'm just like doing it by a site. I didn't even Google how to use it or anything. So all I did was I have a pot of water boiling. I don't really know if you can see that or not, right? So it was the perfect size for me to actually sit this on top. So I read the instructions. So as you see, it is a bamboo steamer, right? So it says to rinse the bamboo baskets, and then, you know, place them in the basket, cover the lid, deploy the steamer on the pan, and cook and steam to perfection. So this is actually what I purchased. So these are mushroom bamboo, right? Steam buns. So this is a vegetarian option. They did have meat, chicken, pork, beef, and I think there was another one, but I can't recall what it was right now. But so it does contain wheat and soy. So I'm actually going to try this out. There are 4 of them in a pack. So I'm just going to put maybe 2 of them on here. I don't even, 2 might be too many, but we're just, you know what, we're just going to do 1. What's the expiration date on this? Let's just do 1, right? And see what happens. So as you see, I did rinse it off already, but you didn't see that. So I just put it on top like that, right? So this is the lid here, and I'm going to do that and just sit it up here. And then I didn't see a time limit or anything on the container, so I'm just going to do that. So before I actually, that's hot. Before I got on here, I just looked up the history of this particular dish. So let me read it to us all. So I know you can hear me, so I'm just going to talk. So this is actually, it says steamed buns originated in northern China with early forms dating back to Eastern, I think that's Wuhan, maybe, period, and became widely popular during the Han Dynasty, right? And so this says that, so this particular period of time, this Eastern Wuhan period, was around 771 BCE, where fermented flour foods were part of northern diets, where wheat was commonly grown, where wheat was more commonly grown than rice. So I read something very interesting. It's kind of a little gross, a little bit maybe, but it talks about, so this dish here was used No, I'm not even gonna say that. That's kind of grotesque. I'm not gonna say that. So this was another interesting part. So the steamed buns are not only used for everyday foods, but also appeared in ceremonial and imperial settings, right? Reflecting the importance in Chinese culture. Okay, so I found that to be interesting. Now you can maybe Google that or something and read, but I'm not going to read because that's inappropriate for me to read online. But it does have some other significance and meaning that I'm not going to get into. But I thought that that was kind of interesting. And let's see. So also it says steamed buns have thousands of years old history in northern China, originating from early steamed wheat flour and evolving into let's see how we pronounce this, Mantuk and Bazoo. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. They are deeply tied to Chinese culture, folklore, and culinary tradition, and their influence has extended across Asia, extending to local tastes and ingredients. So I thought that was interesting. So I didn't go into detail about my China trip that I didn't get to take. So my China trip, it was actually supposed to be a, well, not supposed to be, it was what it was, but I just didn't get to go. But it was a purity trip, right? Purity meaning someone that has not had sex, right? In an extended period of time, right? So I was in, I'll say, fellowship with a female that ran a Christian-based spoken word and like, I guess, coaching, mentoring, and things of that nature. And me and my late spouse used to go to the spoken word events, and see, that is how I started going to the Poets in Autumn, right? Because I think she's affiliated with Poets in Autumn. So when I started going to her spoken word events that she used to hold in DC, I got communication or word of mouth or whatever about the Poets in Autumn. So as you know, I used to attend the Poets in Autumn, like me and my husband used to do that, right? And so that's how I got introduced to the Poets in Autumn, through her. So like I said, I was supposed to go on that trip last year before my life got turned upside down, and I was very upset by that because I really wanted to take that trip, and I had already put money into that trip and everything, right? So that is the trip that I was referring to, right? So it was a purity trip to China. I don't even remember how many days it was, but I was very upset that I did not get to go, right? But I just want to state what that was, because I didn't really give any detail or anything like that about it, but I wanted to elaborate on it now, right? But that's what it was. It was a purity trip for women. It was a woman only trip, right? People that have been practicing abstinence, right? It was like a retreat, if you will, right? So, and I didn't get to go on that, and I'm upset, but it's nothing I can do about it. So I just wanted to elaborate on that. Okay, now, so I don't know how long these are supposed to, or this is supposed to steam, but I'm just going to leave it there. So let me see if there's something else that I want to discuss today. I don't think so. I mean, I didn't really do much today. I've had more money stolen from me, unfortunately. The small amount of funds that was left on my Cash App card when I went to FedEx, I used the computer there to print out some documentation, and my funds were depleted, right? So when I went to the grocery store, actually this particular grocery store, I had issues buying my food, right? I had to actually pay with cash and not get something because my Cash App card didn't work, because when I went into the FedEx, I no longer had funds. I had 52 cents on my card, right? So, and this is the same card that has had over $7,000 off of it as well. And when I look at the activity on that Cash App card, it doesn't reflect that that money is missing at all. So that's kind of strange, isn't it? But I just wanted to just say that. But like I said before, I do have food in my refrigerator. Unfortunately, I just can't travel back and forth because I need my phone to do that, and my phones were stolen. And so I have a phone, but I don't utilize the phone the way I would like to use it because of internet packing and things of that nature. So I just don't utilize it for that. So luckily, where I am currently, I can walk to places and get things. But there were things that I didn't want to do while I was here, right? Because like I said before, this was one of the first trips that me and my late spouse went on, and we did the whole, I don't even know what route it is. I don't even want to state the wrong route. It's a historic drive that you take here, right? And we did that, right? And I was very young, so I didn't actually appreciate it then, right? And so I know I would have appreciated it now, but unfortunately I didn't get to do that since I've been here. So anyway, we did that historic drive along the coast, and we did San Fran, as you all know, the bridge, the crookedest street, because we all have saw my pictures and we've all dubbed those pictures, right? And so those are some of the things that I want, and of course Pebble Beach, right? Because y'all saw my husband swinging a golf club, right? Of course I wanted to do all those things, but unfortunately I did not get to do any of those things, right, since I've been here. Instead, I have been harassed, stolen from, racially bullied, and discriminated against, right? I don't know why that is, but those things have occurred, right? I don't know why that is, but anyway, those are the things that have happened since I've been in California. Unfortunately, I don't know if this is how it is here, or if this is what happened, or if it's the town I'm in, or if someone said something and people treat me like this, or if people are being paid to treat me like this. I don't know what it is, but I know I'm not where I need to be, right? So as soon as I get what I need to get out of where I am, I will. Again, I am not in cahoots with anybody about anything. I didn't agree to anything with anybody, right? And I don't know why people have been following me and trying to provoke reactions, right? Because I just don't know why that is. But as we have seen from my Facebook, I have been harassed, right? From tow truck people